When it comes to marriage, you can either be happy or you can be right. But most times it is hard to be both. What do I mean? Every time we have arguments or we have disagreements or we have misunderstandings in our marriages, most of us are fighting to be right. We are fighting to win in those arguments instead of fighting to be happy. And I can assure you, if that's what you're doing, you are always going to have no peace in your marriage. If you want to have peace in your marriage, you need to understand that marriage is about compromise. Sometimes you have to let your spouse win so that you can be happy in your marriage. You can't be a woman or a man who is always pushing to win in an argument. If you do that in marriage, it will kill your marriage. The Bible says if you want to win your life, lose it. We need to understand that God's way works this way. That if you want to win, you have to allow to lose. My question is, what do you want in your marriage? Do you want to be right in an argument, or do you want to be happy in your marriage? If you want to be happy in your marriage, you need to understand that sometimes you have to allow to lose in those arguments that you have so that you can be happy as a couple. You don't lose anything letting your spouse win. You don't lose anything letting it pass. If you discover that every time you have certain topics in your marriage, they end up being fights, it's now time for you to let go of such topics. Even when your spouse is wrong or is at fault, if you discover that every time you confront them, it turns into a fight, you need to learn to let go of confronting them in such scenarios. Because at the end of the day, we want to have peace. We want to be happy in our marriages. You can't have both. You can't win in an argument and still be happy in your marriage. If you want to be happy, allow to lose in some arguments. That's how marriage can be built. Stay blessed.